So today is September 17th, 2018, and I am in Amsterdam. And what I just did, I just rode 60 kilometers from Lelystad to Amsterdam on this bike, on this beat up bike with this bag against full on headwind in average speed of 19 kilometers per hour, and I am fucking beat. My legs hurt as a motherfucker, and I'm pretty sure that tomorrow I'm not gonna be able to stand up. So the situation in Vienna turned to shit. I ran out of money completely, and I had to leave for another job because I didn't have any more money to pay me for Airbnb and food, and I just couldn't wait any longer to get, to find another job. And the job at Valpiano, the Italian restaurant, didn't go well. I worked there only for 3 days because I just couldn't learn to make the pizza. So it was really frustrating for me. I was so depressed, and I just couldn't be there. I just couldn't be there in the restaurant. I call it the Al Qaeda restaurant because I was the only white person in there. Otherwise, all these people were Muslims and Arabic and stuff. I was the only white person in that restaurant, and that was one of the reasons I was pretty depressed over there. So I decided to quit and try to search for another job. But I didn't have. When I left from Czech to Vienna, I basically had only enough money for just one shot. It was just one shot for me to find a job and be there. I really didn't have any money for just being there for just 1 week without a job. I just wouldn't make it. So to be 2 or 3 weeks without a job was for me was devastating. I ended up selling my Olympus camera, my high-end Olympus camera. I sold it for $450, which bought me a couple of weeks in Vienna. And during that time I was trying to find another job, and I was not successful, and eventually I ran out of money, and I asked my friend Dominique for help. And I really thought that she's a good friend and she would help me, and she just didn't fucking give a fuck. She just let me hang. She just didn't give a fuck about me, so she wouldn't help me. So I begged her for help, and she accused me of emotionally what's it called? All right, so at the time of recording that video, I couldn't really remember the correct term for this, but I know the term blackmailing, but I didn't know if it's used in conjunction with emotional. So that's what she accused me of, is emotional blackmailing. Anyway, she insulted me. She told me I'm a psychopath. She said she's gonna slap me. She's gonna call the police if I show up at her house and stuff like that. So then she fucking blocked me on Instagram and Facebook Messenger, and she just cut me off. So I didn't have any other option than to search for another job elsewhere with accommodation. So I just randomly picked something out of my email, because I kept receiving those email notifications about, you know, different kinds of jobs. And I just picked a job here in Netherlands, in Lelystad, which is 60 kilometers up north from Amsterdam. And that's where I've been working last week in Albert. It's an online grocery warehouse. Basically what we do is just pick the merchandise, we pick the groceries from the shelves, put it in the coolers, and it gets shipped out to the customers. So it's an online shop. It's a warehouse, and that's what I was doing. And good thing is that I have a place to stay. The only downside is that it's really very far from Vienna. And the reason why I actually left Lelystad and I'm here in Amsterdam is because in a little while, in about an hour and a half, I'm getting on the bus back to Vienna. I'm getting on the bus back to Vienna because I have a very important meeting with the city officials regarding my my business. I sent them before I left Vienna. I sent them information letter about my services, and basically what I'm trying to do is start a cleaning company. I'm not gonna reveal all the details, but it's gonna be a cleaning company, and I'm trying to get a really big contract with the city of Vienna for cleaning of the public spaces. Okay, so I didn't expect them to respond to that letter, but they actually did respond to it. And we set up a meeting on September 19th on Wednesday. So that's where I'm actually headed right now. And one of the other reasons that I actually had to leave. Now I messed up the timeline a little bit, and I started talking again why I had to leave Vienna, not Amsterdam, because I really needed money right now, to pay my storage unit in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I had to go back to Czechia, to Pilsen City, to pick up my paycheck for that job that I had at Mercedes-Benz as a test driver. All right, so I actually realized I had some money there, but the thing is, they wouldn't send me the money to Vienna. I only could pick it up in person, and I didn't really want to leave Vienna. That's why I was, asking Dominique to help me out, and I kind of suspected that she's not gonna help me. And then I was like, pushing all her buttons, and I was just trying to see what she's gonna do, how she's gonna react. And she revealed her true personality. You know, she turned into a fucking psycho bitch. And she started bringing up my age. She was like, "You are 45 years old. You should be able to take care of yourself. It's not my, responsibility. It's not my obligation to help, anyone." And I told her, it's not your obligation. It's about, goodwill. Goodwill. I mean, you should be, you should, offer me help, on your own, and not fucking make me beg for it. You know, the misfortune doesn't choose, the age of the person or the time or the place. You know, bad things can happen to a person at any age. Um, but she didn't give a fuck, and she just let me hang in. And I really thought we were good friends, and because we were in touch for so many years, and we've been sharing personal stuff. So I told her, every time you're gonna purchase alcohol or cigarettes or any other useless crap, you're gonna realize that you really could, help me out. And she started accusing me of that emotional blackmailing, but I was just, in desperate need of financial help, financial support. Because my whole life is on the line. Especially all my belongings in that storage in Fayetteville, North Carolina, because I got all my belongings there, including my computer with all my memories, all my videos and pictures. I don't have everything backed up in the clouds, in the iClouds, because it's terabytes of material. But she didn't understand anything. I don't think she understands what I'm going through. And sometimes I really think that she's got some mental issues, like she's got probably some kind of bipolar disorder, like a split personality, maybe paranoia mixed with it, and also probably narcissism also, because she's kind of obsessed with her own self-love, and she keeps taking selfies all the time and posting it online. So I really think that she should have treated me and differently, because I've been always supportive of her, and anytime she needed some kind of advice or support, I was always there. But she wasn't here for me this time. And I don't know. I mean, look at her. I mean, look at this picture. I mean, she's, beautiful monster. We are no more friends, and I don't think I'm ever gonna talk to her again. Even if she contacts me, even if she writes me an email, or if she apologizes or whatever. I'm not gonna talk to her anymore, because she insulted me again for no reason. What kind of person is she when she insults a person who needs a fucking help, who needs a fucking support? All right, so that's fucked up. But anyway, it doesn't hurt me emotionally, because I'm immune to her, because she already hurt me so many times before, and she cannot hurt me anymore. So if she thinks she hurt me, she really didn't. So I'll just let it go, and you know, I have my own plans, and I know, I can feel it. I can feel it that I'm gonna land this deal with Vienna City, and if I do, uh, I'm gonna turn into a millionaire overnight, because it's gonna be 2 million euros, 2 million euros contract. That's the numbers I came up with for my services, and I'm gonna try to do a really good presentation on Wednesday morning. I got everything prepared. All I need to do is to print it out when I get to Vienna, and I'm gonna present my services. I even have another person from equipment and chemicals supplier, Kercher, and we're gonna demonstrate the services in real life scenario. I keep sniffing because again my ears gets depressurized. It's like when you are on the airplane and I can hear myself from the inside of my head, and it's fucking freaking me out. It's so annoying, it's so uncomfortable, and when I sniff, I pressurize my ear, equalize the pressure in my ears, and I hear myself from the outside again. So this kind of sucks, but for some reason, I don't know, every time I'm trying to record a video, for some reason it's doing it. Okay, so I'm ready to leave. I got everything ready for the presentation, and then I have to come back here and do actual work to finally make some money, because again it's time for me to pay for the storage unit in Fayetteville again, and I'm doing all this completely broke. I got zero money. I actually had to ask for help complete strangers, you know, in Vienna. I had to ask, you know, the Airbnb guy to lend me some money for train to Czech, to Pilsen City. Because Dominique, she wouldn't even lend me 20 euros to get out of Vienna. There, I picked up my paycheck for that Mercedes-Benz job. I paid my storage unit, and I had about, I don't know, 50 euros left. So I went, I didn't have place to go, and I didn't have the job arranged yet, so I went to see my sister. And of course, I didn't want to go there, because my sister is kind of snappy, kind of weird personality, and we don't really get along, and I really didn't want to go there. That's why I was trying to get Dominique to help me so much, so I don't have to leave, so I don't have to go through all this what I'm going through right now. But it just didn't work out, and I have to deal with all this bullshit again. So I had to ask my sister, you know, to stay there for a few nights before I left for Netherlands. And the first thing when I got there, the first thing I entered the door, she told me how much she had to pay for the water consumption. And I was like, can I take a shower, right? I can take a shower, right? Man, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I left after like 3 or 4 nights, and I don't have to deal with my sister anymore, because she's fucking crazy also. I don't know, all the women in my life are fucking crazy bitches. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I have this impact on people that I bring out, you know, their real personality, you know, and they can't handle themselves in my presence, you know. But it's not my problem. I don't have problem with anybody. It's their problem. If they have a problem with me, you know, fuck it. You know, I deal with everybody, you know, straight up. Uh, and you know, people just cannot handle themselves around me. So I don't give a fuck about it. Anyway, so my sister then lent me money for the train from Czechia to Amsterdam, and here I borrowed money from total stranger guy, my roommate that I go to work with. He lent me 80 euros, 80 or euros, 80 euros for the bus again back to Vienna and for some food. And when I get back to Vienna, I actually have 60 euros in my account and that I couldn't take out because I don't have a PIN number. I don't have a PIN number for my debit card. So I actually have to go in the bank physically. I have to go in the bank branch and withdraw the money in the bank. So at least I have 60 euros there. So I have some kind of money. And then I actually didn't even get paid yet for 3 days at the Vapiano restaurant. So hopefully they will pay me in cash and I will have, you know, some money to get back to Amsterdam. So that's my plan for next few days, and hopefully I'll execute on everything. Hopefully my presentation. See, I'm trying to start multi-million business while I'm dealing with all this kind of crap. While I'm completely broke, I don't have a place to stay. I have to work as a stalker, as a picker, and on top of that, there was a hurricane in North Carolina, in right where my house is, on the East Coast, North Carolina, Fayetteville. The Hurricane Florence hit right there, and the worst rain and the worst storms were coming through Wilmington and Fayetteville, and right where my house is. So on top of all these problems, I had to deal with this hurricane. I had my agent on alert. He's been checking on my house. He's been sending me pictures, and of course it was raining a lot, and the water rose up all the way to my house again. And fortunately yesterday the water stopped right at the step of my crawl space door. So hopefully the water didn't even get in the crawl space, but I still didn't get any update today. And it was still raining, but I have my fingers crossed that the water, because the water subsided yesterday. My agent buddy, he sent me some pictures, you know, with the water subsided away from the house, and but it was still raining. So I just keep hoping that the water didn't rose back up. Didn't flood my house. So I'm actually anxiously expecting my agent buddy to send me some update with some videos and photos of the backyard, if it's still flooded, or if the water is going back down. So it was really frustrating weekend for me since Friday when it hit the East Coast, Carolina Beach, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, right there. Right, that's my home right there. That's where I spent, you know, most of my time in America. on the east coast of North Carolina, Outer Banks, Cape Hatteras, Kill Devil Hills, Nags Head, all that area has been affected by that Hurricane Florence. So I was watching it really closely on the Weather Channel and the CNN and Radar, and I was like, praying for the clouds and the rain to miss Fayetteville so it doesn't rain there, so the fucking creeks and rivers and ponds and dams don't fucking swell and don't flood my house. So so today it should finally stop raining, and I just can't wait for my agent buddy to send me some pictures and just to see if my crawl space has been flooded. And of course there's lots of mess around the house, fallen branches and leaves and all kinds of mess. So all that needs to be cleaned up. And I have the house for sale on market for about a month, and this fucking happens, and it's 3 years in a row. In 2016, my house been flooded with Hurricane Matthew, all my crawl space, and I had to redo all the duct work and vapor barrier. It cost me extra money, extra work, but fortunately the frame of the house wasn't touched, so I dodged the bullet then. In 2016, I dodged the bullet once. Then I dodged the bullet for a second time with the Hurricane Irma in 2017. And it looks like I dodged the bullet again 3 times in a row, again now with the Hurricane Florence. So this is kind of crazy. This house has caused me so much stress, and it's fucked up, and I'm just hoping, getting rid of that house as soon as possible, and all my problems are gonna go away. This is crazy. I can't believe that all this is happening to me when I had so many plans. I was planning on flipping houses and making big bucks, and instead of that I'm in fucking Europe, traveling from place to place, totally broke, and I'm trying to figure something out, and this is crazy. So let me wrap it up. I'm just gonna chill for a little bit. I need to get something to drink. Maybe I get a snack, and then I head on to the bus station and get on the bus. And I'm gonna be 17 hours on the bus from Amsterdam to Vienna. It's a direct connection, so I don't have any transitions. So 17 hours on the bus. So I'm kind of glad that I had this almost 4-hour workout on my bike right now. It kind of comes in handy when I'll be sitting 17 hours. So let's do it. So bye Amsterdam. I'm going back to Vienna. Johnny's journey continues.